Hello everybody and welcome to another Total Gaming Network and CS Nation presentation. Tonight we're going to give you a bit of a time lapse on the creation of a test chamber in the upcoming Portal 2 DLC from Valve, the Perpetual Testing Initiative. Now I sped this up because if I didn't, this would probably be about a 45-minute or so long video. So it's sped up about 400%, I believe it was. And as you can see, we're just going to make a simple chamber. It's actually a bit based off of one from Portal 1, where the speed thing goes in, speed thing comes out. Remember that one? Whee! That whole thing? Yeah, it's kind of like that. Only a lot more simplistic and amateurish, because, again, I'm not a map maker. I don't pretend to be one. But I was giving this my best go. And we're just, building some platforms here, just getting the feel of it, just getting the basic layout. Obviously you want a long thin area. You don't have to, but for this one, yeah, I went with that route. Just platforms to land on. You can pull them out with the plus or minus keys on your keyboard. It's very simple to do. And you can see that wall didn't go all the way up, and you want to know why? It's because the window is there. And it took me a little while to realize, like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Why isn't it going all the way over? And there it is. Just had to move that out of the way. You can put it up. And there you go. It's fixed. Now, I'm not going to be talking through the whole video here because it's kind of long. And you pretty much get the basic idea just by watching. And that first test obviously failed. I had the first jump go a little too far. Got a little too much momentum. Something, instead of just, having simple portal jumps and all that, maybe we can just have a little button or something, and I don't know, we'll do something with that. Maybe a cube, put a cube down there. And placing cube, again, just that simple. You pick it, you pick what type you want, and you place it on the in the game world. You can either have it spawn immediately, you can have it spawn when a button is pushed, or some event happens. I just had it there immediately. No big deal. And a lot of what went into this was a lot of trial and error, a lot of testing. I'm sure once people get the hang of it, it'll go a lot more smoothly for them. And placing lights around it just so it highlights that area down there a little bit more, because right now you can't actually see that from the start, or even from the second ledge, so you're like, oh, what do I have to go there for? So hopefully bringing a little attention to that area. But further on down the line, I'll be adding more detail and attention to that. Again, a lot of testing. A lot of testing here. That's what Aperture does. They test. So I have to test too. So I finally got the height right. I can land on the second platform without issue. I can land on that platform with the key without issue. And I'm thinking, okay, so maybe I could... Nope. And I failed the jump because I'm an idiot. So I go back to the drawing board. I'm like, okay, so if I do this, and other people are probably going to do this. So how can I fix this? I'm not sure why I got rid of area there. That just seems like a worse idea, but I do fix that a little bit later. Now, for those lights, you may have already seen it. You can actually place them on at various locations on that panel. So they don't always have to be at the edge. They can be in the middle. They can be going up and down, left or right. You can't put them in an angle, though. I'm sorry. Now, those windows there, they do provide a little bit of light and a little bit of focus area. Testing again. It's actually pretty nice. When you do test, it goes... And it lets you just see, if your level works, what needs changed. The editor, while great for that, still not as good as actually getting some, hands-on time in there to see what needs adjustment. So moving that out, just a lot of little aesthetic type things, and I go back later and actually clean that all up, but that's neither here nor there, and you'll see it for yourself. That whole panel there did not need to be portable. What you can do, though, it's nice. You can just hit the P button on your keyboard. If you have an area selected, it'll transfer it between portable and not portable, meaning you can put portals on it or not. And you can see there a little bit about the light placement. Just cleaning up some gaps. Do a little cleanup. You can select entire areas by left-clicking and dragging your mouse over an area. You can select three-dimensional space by doing the same thing, basically, which I kind of did there and I didn't mean to. You can move existing lights, existing objects, any way you want. It's really pretty simple. Say you double-click on a surface as well. It'll actually highlight that immediate surface. It won't highlight, like, say, the left wall there. If you double-clicked on it, it would only select that wall up into a point where it comes across a corner, and then it'll stop. So that's very useful. And if you really want, you can select all by hitting Control A. Not always the most useful thing. It's just like moving files in Windows. If you hold down Shift and you click one corner and then you click another corner, it'll highlight everything in between, so you can adjust that however you want to. But for now, there's really not too much else to really go into detail about. It's really intuitive. Anything you can't figure out, chances are there's a right-click menu option for it that'll help you. And again, it's just a matter of placing things where you want them, so they look good, so that they work, and so that other people can figure it out without too much problem. And I'm just gonna be quiet now and let you watch the rest of this until we reach the end, and then I'll chime back in. So there you have it. That was how you make a rather simplistic map in the Perpetual Testing Initiative DLC for Portal 2. We're just gonna go run through the map real quick here. This is the fairly finalized version. I just make one slight adjustment at the end, but you can see the nice light reflections there in the water. Excuse me, it's not water, it's dangerous goo. Or acid, or, you know, whatever you would like to call it. I just like to think of it as very dirty water, that's all. So you see that ledge over there, you're like, how do I get there? I was actually looking at the lights initially, but like, oh, portal here. Speedy thing goes in. Speedy thing comes out. And I go, and I pick up the cube, bring it over. See, again, fairly simplistic. Put it down, hit a button. You can see the ramps, they move up. You can actually adjust the degrees. I believe it's 30, 45, and 60. And I initially had it 30, and it just barely made the jump, so I wanted to make sure, and I put it at 45, and there you go. Just go sailing over, no problem. Put the box down on the button. Take one last look, and there you go. That is a completed test chamber. It's easy, but it's completed. And I will just show you quickly how to publish it. You go back to the editor, and I'm just doing a once final look at this. And you go to File, Publish, and it builds it a last time, no matter what you do. You name it, and you describe it, and you agree to the terms. And then you publish Test Chamber, and it'll upload it, and it'll appear on the Steam Workshop. The Publish as Hidden is actually a new feature just introduced, I believe. I didn't see that before, but you can either have it for your friends only, publicly, or just keep it to yourself for some reason. It's just that simple. And there's the completed thing. It takes your current view, and it uses that for the picture, so you want to make sure you have a good picture. I did not. I went back and redid it. But this has been Zips with Total Gaming Network and CS Nation. We'll catch you next time.